In January, we had audio tapes emerge that showed that John Kerry was talking about the fact that they were going to use ISIS as leverage against Assad. He said, we saw that ISIS was getting stronger, that they were threatening to go to Damascus and so forth. We were watching it get stronger. We knew that Assad was getting threatened, but we thought we could manage this. Well, they did more than manage it. They gave arms to them. Kerry also admitted that they armed them. And of course, we've had John McCain begging for this, saying, let's arm the moderate rebels. Okay, they're not moderate rebels. These people, 70% of them are openly with al-Qaeda. You can't trust on the other 30%. John McCain's objective in Syria is regime change, just like it is here in America. You have to understand, John McCain is the political spokesman for the surveillance state that is putting out leaks and fake information to discredit and to remove from office Donald Trump. That's John Kerry that's doing this. In February, we had John Kerry go yet again to meet with rebels in Syria. And as the headlines reported from ABC News, McCain makes a secret trip to Syria. And then we had in CBS, they say McCain sneaks across the Turkey-Syria border and meets with rebels. We see following that Syria's water supply was cut off by Turkey after he met with Erdogan. Understand that McCain is a force for war. He wants Syrian rebels to be armed so they can shoot down Russian planes. He's pushed the situation in the Ukraine. He's pushed unrest in Libya and Syria. He is part of the perpetual war state, the military-industrial complex, the CIA, that is opposed to Donald Trump. And so this is what John McCain has created. This is why they are pushing against Donald Trump. This is the surveillance state side of this. Of course, what Barack Obama is doing, he's very much tied in with the same people, and they're doing it from a political standpoint. All of this information that's coming out, understand that McCain represents the Republican side of it. And throughout this week, we have also seen George W. Bush showing his true colors. We've always known that he was phony opposition. We've always known that he was a rhino. But starting Monday morning, he went on the Today Show, and he started talking about how the travel ban was going to infringe on people's right to worship, and how we had to push back on Trump's attacks on the free press, saying, you know, you got to really guard against people who become arrogant with power. What he did was he took both parts of the First Amendment. He twisted them and he inverted them. You do not have a right of immigration. And to say that we're not going to bring people in from 7 countries that Obama and McCain started wars with, presumably because they're dangerous and because we can't vet those people, they turned that into religious persecution. That's what George Bush is doing, adopting all of the talking points of the left and, of course, going on their programs, going on with Ellen DeGeneres, saying we have to guard against Putin. This is George W. Bush, saying he's going to push until somebody stands up to him. He says that he's not really talking in coded speech when he goes on with Jimmy Kimmel. He says, I'm not really criticizing Donald Trump with coded speech. No, it is very coded and it's not really being disguised. And then, of course, just as he's done with Bill Clinton, he is now gushing over Michelle Obama. Remember, he called Bill Clinton his brother from another mother. Now he is saying that Michelle Obama is somebody that he immediately liked. And so he is showing himself to be part of the opposition, just as McCain is. We have to understand how serious this is, with Obama setting up shop in D.C.
The Obama administration has been implicated in laundering billions of dollars through a Department of Justice slush fund scheme to activist groups, according to the congressional investigators. And these same investigators are estimating that it may be around $3 billion that went to these non-victim groups. Some of these groups include the National Council of La Raza, Reinvestment Coalition, and the National Urban League. So was Obama deliberately moving this money into these grassroots nonprofit activist groups prior to Trump taking office so that they could continue to fund these groups? Is Obama going to be spearheading impeachments on President Trump? Because Obama appears to be, according to this source, very determined to get rid of President Trump and impeach him in order to save his legacy. And his legacy, which includes Obamacare and his safety net that he's set up for, refugees to come here and whatnot. And so Obama's just really upset at the fact that President Trump could very well go after him for stealing billions of dollars, or some of the many other crimes or violations of the Constitution that we know that Obama has committed. So it's very interesting to see here. This is breaking news, guys. We will keep you updated on this. I'm Millie Weaver for the Infowars Nightly News.